Episode 6. Let's begin. Number 1. Victor says, how long was I gone? I wasn't gone that long. This is still making me question the summer time skip. I was going to bring it up in episode 3, but I'm going to bring it up here. Wasn't he going to live in London with Tanya, who was a reference? That's the one time I'm probably going to say that. He didn't say he was going up there to go visit. Man, all that in the season 5 finale, the crying, and he decides to come back for the chill grill. Number 2, Alice mentions Nia as her favorite cool cousin. This is like the second time Alice has mentioned Nia. With that, I want to say I think Michelle Harris and Nevia Robinson are going to have great chemistry if Nevia comes back onto the show, along with the show being renewed for season 7. I will say they have been in contact pre-season 5 because Booker not knowing who Alice was in the season 5 premiere still annoys me. They never met at a family reunion, never seen pictures of each other, or Raven never saying anything. So I would say those two have always hung out with Nia visiting Alice, though there is some caveat to that. Why didn't Nia ever mention Alice to Booker? I would just say Booker ignored her because that would go along with his character. Number 3, the male woman returns. Number 4, I didn't know what to think of this.
Ooh, not that short, girl. Felt a breeze. Okay, now fix my bustle. You know that's not my bustle.
I don't even know if that's PG.
Number 5, a new made-up celebrity is on the show, and her name is Greta Gardankian. Number 6, I don't get what Raven sees in Nikki. She forgets her coffee. She has to sweep the place at night, even though that's Nikki's job. Like, there's still a way to have Nikki act like the way she does, but have it be done in a lovable way. Because like I said before, I've seen this character type before. Raven needs to fire her, but I get why she keeps her around. I wonder, will Greta and Nikki's other friends, like Ashley, find out she's working for Raven for free? On top of that, will her father find out? Because the only way Nikki could get to the trust fund was if she had a job. Well, technically she does. Will he be happy that she's not being paid? Number 8. The TV show that was on break and made Ivy cause problems in the last episode is called Getting Down with the Kardashians, which is totally a spin on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Greta is one of them, and will we see more of the family? I certainly hope not. Seeing Ivy's obsession kinda makes me hate her even more. In terms of the last episode, here, she's just overly obsessed with it. Number 9. Since it looks like the Victor getting healthy storyline might be dropped, the writers have found their new main storyline for season 6, and that's with Raven on a reality show, getting her outfits to the rest of the world, which is a long-term vision with setup. Now, they have to be careful because as of right now, I see this as a copy of season 2, but on a much bigger scale. Number 10. Victor getting healthy is shown. There was popcorn, carrots, and celery. And remember, Victor said he's going to have to do this in moderation. So I'm gonna count this. Anyway, I give the episode a 5.9 out of 10. This was a Nikki-centric episode. And you know how much I don't like Nikki. I want to throw this out there to the world. Let me know in the comment section, are you a Nikki fan? Moving on to episode 7. Number 1, a new character in Classroom is shown at KJT. That character is Miss Liza, played by the famous Nicole Sullivan, who has appeared in the Disney sitcom universe before, Zack and Cody. But I know her for her most notable, debatable, and that is Shego from Kim Possible. This is ironic because Shego was a teacher once in an episode, so I hope she sticks around. Number 2, Zora returns. Booker sometime after A Day Without Baxter's broke up with Cammy. He said Zora is the first girl he liked since Cammy. There is some lying-ish to that because he liked her when they were still together. I'm mostly gonna say my opinions on all this for episode 9, the one where Cammy returns. Number 3, a new hallway location in Bayside High School. Never seen, and that's so Raven or Raven's home before. I like it. Since Booker is a senior now, he has a new locker. Number 4, Ivy gets more annoying.
You know how I was a production assistant on Getting Down with the Gardankians?
Yeah.
Neil is really moving up. Number 5, Raven is overly excited when it comes to the premiere of Getting Down with the Gardankians and the world seeing her designs. She's kissing mannequins, telling people to shut up. Now this is nothing new to Raven. For example, in season 3 episode 5, when Levi was doing his documentary project, Raven played up her whole fashion thing. Number 6, going back to Raven kissing mannequins, Neil got me to laugh.
What am I looking at? Possibly your new stepdaddy.
Can I just say, I like Neil with the longer hair. Number 7, I gotta hand it to the writers. They did a half good job on explaining extras being at the party. The first group was for people who wanted to pay their respects to Alice's lizard who wasn't real. The second group, aka the second half, wasn't explained. These people just showed up. Number 8, Raven's vision comes true. However, it was very subtle, cause you can miss it. They didn't even use the camera angle they used in the vision. I mean, they don't always do that, but I feel they should have used that camera angle from the vision for this one. On top of that, there goes the season 6 storyline. How do you set up a long-term vision and then immediately finish it? Imagine if they did that for Booker's prom vision. Number 9, Raven says this.
Anything for my Ravenettes. That's what I'm calling my fans now.
That sounds similar to
Booker and the Bookettes.
with Raven saying that, I haven't decided should I put that in the recurring videos I play in my reviews. As of right now, I don't know how I will work that into my reviews. Number 10, with this episode being about Lion, Raven comes clean about being the designer and Nikki being the assistant. Raven then gets fired from the show. However, she gets her own show instead. Raven's Home somehow needs to get worked into the title. While I'm happy Nikki wasn't in the episode, wouldn't it have made sense that she was in this? I mean, Gredia returned, but only by voice only. Number 11, no mention or showing Victor getting healthy. Number 12, how do you have Kim Whitley return to the That's So Raven universe, but not as Cousin Vicky? The casting director is gonna have to explain that to me. She's playing a character named Trisha.
Who?
Exactly. Just some random character that's never gonna be seen again. This is just like Sam Levine returning, but not as Marvin, but as a new character, Newt Slackley. I'm going to pitch how the Victor plotline should have been while still keeping the fundamentals of the original plot. Vicky shows up as the health inspector. Now, while Victor is happy to see her, he's waiting for the inspector to appear. She explains that while this isn't her district, the usual inspector is sick, so they called her. She then starts flirting with him, and the only way Victor can pass is if she goes out on a date with him. Victor tells her that Tanya wouldn't like this, and she says, don't tell her. So on the date, Vicky comes close to kissing Victor, but he backs out and says, I'm not doing this, not only to my wife, but my cousin as well. So if you're gonna shut me down, then do it. It's then revealed the reason she did all this was because her and Delroy had been having marriage problems, which include sex. Victor talks her down and she agrees to go back to Delroy. She gives him a kiss on the cheek and says goodbye, and on her way out, she gives Victor a C for the inspection. And if you want, you could throw Delroy at the end for a cameo. After getting the C, that's when he shows up and he says, did I just see you getting kissed by my wife? It's just a misunderstanding. I'll show you a misunderstanding with my fist to your face. Anyway, do you see how it's able to keep the plot line? This is so much better. It makes me wonder what's next. Rose Abdu returns, but not as Senorita Rodriguez, but as a brand new character? It's gonna be hard for me to get my hopes up when an old cast member returns, because they could be a brand new character. I give the episode a 6 out of 10. Now let's move on to episode 8. Number 1, Booker and gang start their college applications. Number 2, Ivy and Alice bond. Alice helps Ivy do a sport because Ivy wants a sport on her college application. But by the end of the episode, Ivy just knows it's not for her. Number 3, Nurse Julie returns. Neil is back at the hospital he got fired at. Why did Julie and or the hospital staff bring him back? Who knows? However, maybe he's not actually working for them, but it's a charity thing for the kids. Number 4, those superheroes, the Handler and Super Dude, were just bad. But I think that was the point, and they definitely won't be heard from again. Number 5, Raven has a nemesis named Brad, but it's a one-sided feud, as Brad has no beef with Raven. Raven be like this to Brad.
Dinkelberg.
Number 6, Ivy mentions her mom about helping Raven getting rid of a parked car removed in front of her house. No word on if Miss Chen had won the election or not. Number 7, we get a little backstory to Raven and Chelsea's college days.
Before we moved to Chicago, Chels and I spent the summer in a water show down in Orlando. Used to jump live gators.
I need more mentions to their college days. Or better yet, that would make a good flashback episode, with Eddie being there too. Number 8, despite being a bad green screen, I like the Raven skiing scene. Number 9, there was no Victor in the episode, which means no mentioning or showing Victor getting healthy. Number 10, throughout the whole episode, there was this joke about where the Baxters live on on how they get into crazy shenanigans even in their own house. That's very true. Just like the Baxter family also like to trick each other or confronting each other when they see a problem but decide not to. Number 11. Booker once again takes a vision out of context.
It wasn't college admissions that turned me away. It was hospital admissions.
Hey, you should really take a better look around your visions.
Yeah, that definitely would help.
Another chance Booker could be training his powers. Imagine he could train the length of the vision, but also he's able to look around in it. It's getting to the wasted potential stage, like Phoebe from Charmed, where they could have developed Phoebe's visions / premonitions much further, but they never did. I would talk about how the writers could use Raven and Booker's vision power in more interesting ways, but I'm not going to do that. Okay? I give the episode a 4 through 6 out of 10. I know what you're thinking. Giovanni, what kind of grade is that? Listen, I know, but I couldn't really decide, so I had to decide all 3. Sometimes it felt like a 4 during the episode, and other times it felt like a 5 or 6. Down the line, if I rewatch it, maybe I might have a definitive score. Right now, I don't. This is the weirdest grade I've ever done for an episode. But with that being said, get your fingers up and say it with me. Bye.